Donald Trump is trying to shut down mainstream media again. Can he do it? And what's caused this latest outburst? Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, aka the Florida Lawman, here on Legal AF. Thank you for all your subscriptions. Hitting that subscribe button really helps us, so please keep it up. Thank you for all your support. Let's talk about Trump going after mainstream media again. And you know how he's attacked the folks who criticize him. But when it comes to mainstream media, he has a special place in his heart for MSNBC. Now, he is now claiming that MSNBC committed a major campaign violation when they had a discussion on Morning Joe that talked about how Trump has been backed into a corner. Here's a little clip of what he was talking about.
Joe, I mostly agree with you. Donald Trump is backed into a corner. His grand plans of tariffs aren't working, right? You're seeing day in and day out more business leaders, whether it's Warren Buffett or Jamie Dimon or Ken Griffin, on big global stages saying this is going to crush us economically. And then you've got congressmen, senators from every state saying to this White House, our small businesses are dying here. I'm not saying Donald Trump has changed what he thinks in his heart, but he's backed into a corner and he needs to get off this crazy tariff train, and he knows it.
So that's Stephanie Ruhle saying that Trump's been backed into a corner because of the tariffs and the fact that he thought that these tariffs would go well. I guess he believes that China and other countries pay for tariffs. That's not true. Importers pay for tariffs and the costs are passed on to consumers, and things are going very poorly because not only are shelves about to go bare, not only are prices about to skyrocket, but there haven't been any real deals yet. There's supposed to be all these deals, 200 countries who wanted to cut deals with the United States. Well, he announced a deal with Great Britain, which was like small potatoes because it's not like that was ever an issue. They were always there. I mean, it's China and some of our other trading partners, Mexico, Canada, those are the big trading partners who really matter in all this. And so, yes, he's going to have this little PR achievements and then he'll take credit for it. And then the stock market could bump a little bit. But all in all, just talk to your small business owner friends, see how they're doing with these tariffs. And you can just look at your 401ks, or maybe you shouldn't look at your 401ks because I don't want to ruin your week. So, because of those comments, Trump then came out and said, now we got to, it's a campaign violation, so there should be penalties. Now, first off, it's not a campaign violation when a media outlet discusses a president and his policies. That's called the First Amendment. That's called what the media does. So, that obviously that carries no weight in the law. That's not going anywhere. But what is interesting is the following. It's that Trump's PR initiative when it comes to tariffs that only China pays, only foreign countries pay. No one's buying that. In fact, not even some of his core supporters are buying that. According to a recent poll, 75% of the public believes that tariffs will raise their prices. That's one thing that the public will not countenance, even Trump supporters. You start bumping up prices, inflation goes up, that's going to cost you support. In fact, it was YouGov, according to Mediaite, released a new poll this week on Americans' views of President Donald Trump and his handling of the economy and their optimism for the future. The poll found a whopping 75% of Americans believe that Trump's tariffs will increase prices, and a strong majority wants those additional costs explained to them on the packaging. That is a response to the whole Amazon issue, where Amazon was going to list the tariff cost increase on each item, and then Trump yelled at Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos capitulated. Well, the public is not buying it. Additionally, 46% of respondents said they believe that Trump's tariffs are harmful to the economy and consumers with no real long-term benefits, as opposed to 38% who said the tariffs may cause short-term economic pain, but lead to long-term economic growth. Well, watch that number decrease if tariffs ever go into effect. But it does seem like Trump is backing down. That's why Stephanie Ruhle said what she said, because Trump is backed into a corner. He's got the business community coming out against him. He's got financial media types coming out against him, Wall Street Journal editorial boards. You know, you're starting to see Republican senators, even Ted Cruz, coming out against it. And he's not getting any trade deals because other countries realize that America is now negotiating from a position of weakness, not strength. And so the walls are closing in. He is backed into a corner. And as a result, the way that he responds to that is to lash out at the messenger. In this case, the mainstream media at Morning Joe. But now here's the best of all. Trump sees he's backed into a corner. And so who is he blaming? Yeah, his own Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. He is now putting it all on him. And in fact, in a Truth Social post, he said the following: 80% tariff on China seems right, up to Scott B. Oh, really? So that's throwing your Treasury Secretary under the bus here, because this is putting it on him to deliver. Right now, the tariffs are threatened to be much higher. If you take it down to 80%, which is still a high tariff, that takes a lot of negotiation. And if it fails, that's Scott Bessent's fault. So that's the whole loyalty is a one-way street thing with the White House, with Donald Trump. You've got his Treasury Secretary being put out there, and now it's all on his shoulders. According to Mediaite, while the proposed 80% figure would mark a significant drop from the eye-watering 145% tariff currently levied on many Chinese goods, is still far above the norm and miles from the 10% baseline in the new U.S.-UK trade pact inked Thursday. Whether this number is a negotiating bluff or an actual policy target remains unclear, but now we know who's at fault if things don't get better. It's not going to be Donald Trump. It's Scott Bessent. There's a reward, buddy, for becoming Treasury Secretary. So we'll be watching this because Bessent doesn't seem to be doing too well in his public TV interviews. He seems to struggle when he's interviewed by media who's not fawning. And now Trump is saying, yeah, you get it done. And if he doesn't get it done, well, if you don't see goods on the shelves come Christmas or even before, if you see empty shelves, you can blame Scott Bessent, right? If you see prices surge, blame Scott Bessent. So, hey, that's the reward you get for becoming our nation's Treasury Secretary. So, I guess we'll see soon enough if it's worth it. Thank you for watching. I'm Dave Aronberg, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment below. Thank you for getting us well over 600,000 subscribers here on Legal AF. And I'll see you next time.
Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.